Welcome to the Brown Spade Show. Today, we just want to, yesterday actually, I heard some very sad news. Actually, Cleveland sent it to me at first, and I just thought it was a misprint or somebody just being, trolling or something like that. So today, we're talking about, today, we're, um, it's a loss. It's a loss. And we're talking about Mr. Kevin Samuels. So it's up early. I'm up early in the morning, so I'm doing a show early in the morning live. I don't even expect anybody to be up. Brother Cleve, he should be coming in soon. I sent him the link. So once when he come in, I guess that's when we'll get going. So he would be driving. So he'll be using an avatar. But yeah, it's sad news. Very sad news. Um, Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. Shocking news to the social media platform. Shocking news to his followers. Waiting on Cleve to get in here. Y'all just bear with me. But yeah, it is very, very disturbing news. I mean, we're talking about a guy who been on YouTube for about 3 or 4 years. Did nobody know who he was, and then all of a sudden he just blew up. That one video went viral. Come on, Cleve, brother, I'm waiting on you. Let me send him the link again and make sure you got it. Y'all hold tight, family. Hold tight. All right. I sent the link again. Hopefully he should have it. If he's too busy, um, we may have to move forward. But he said he has some time, so I just want to let him chime in on some stuff because I know he's a big Kevin Samuel fan. Come on, Cleve. Where you at, brother? Okay, in one more minute, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm just trying to be patient for my brother Cleve. Okay, so we're about to get started. So let's go. Okay. Cleveland, he's working right now. He's on the truck. He will be chiming in. I saw him trying to chime in seconds ago. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and move forward because we are recording live. So again, I just want to say rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. Um, this guy is really, really a true phenomenon, and I think it's unfortunate that he left at the early age of 56 years old. He's around 56 or 57 years old. But yeah, man. But I think it's he was a phenomenon. I think a lot of people don't give him his credit for what he did. Um, a lot of people are, saying that he's misogynistic. He's a womanizer, and I disagree. I disagree. And let me say this before I get started. We have to learn in the black community, particularly in the black community, that it's okay to disagree. You don't have to agree with everything that comes out someone's mouth. I'm not going to agree with everything about you. I don't expect for you to agree with everything about me. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. And we should move on, but we still should have a mutual respect for each other. A person may have a different religion belief. So that means you're not going to socialize with them. You're not going to work with them. You're not going to, befriend them, even though they're a cool person. I mean, we're so small minded. As soon as we disagree, we just ready to just get rid of everything to come with it. And I think that's why we fail in our community, because we don't know how to agree to disagree. One of our huge, huge problems. Huge problem in our community. I think that Kevin Samuels, I think he brought awareness. He brought awareness with the conversation that needed to be had. You don't get a million viewers. You don't get a million subscribers just because you start a YouTube channel. It's not that easy. Content creating is not easy. And he brought awareness to men and women, particularly black men and women, because we have a huge problem in our community. And it's obvious. You can see it. So he was needed at the time. He was needed. The need for, with these feminist ideology that's extracting the woman away from men in a lot of aspects. So again, you can agree to disagree, but Kevin Samuels was necessary. And so I'm hearing about the bashing, people celebrating this man's death. And I think that's sad. But it shows you where we are when it comes to this social media. It shows you where we are. When you disagree with somebody, they wish death upon you. So I'm hearing all between Twitter and all these other platforms that they're celebrating this death. Now, that's why they call them channels. You don't have to listen. You don't have to watch it. You can just go to another channel. It's real simple. It's real simple. And we have to understand that by us being citizens of the United States, there is a thing called freedom of speech. I don't think he's deliberately tried to humiliate anyone. And if he did, from what I've seen, and I watched several videos, it was from countering when someone who tried to verbally attack him. And once when you done that, then everybody was waiting, eating their popcorn because they knew that Kevin was going to come back with something slick. And it was entertaining. But we have to learn to respectfully disagree. You know, we have mothers. We don't agree with everything come out of our mother's mouth. We don't agree with everything comes out of our father's mouth. Friends, siblings, we don't agree with everything that comes out of their mouth. That's called life. And we have a big problem in our community when it comes to disagree. We just wish death upon people. It's crazy to me. We needed that awareness because the black man voice was really didn't have much of a voice. Not in a large space where millions of people are finally tuned in. You see, in the Western world, we have adopted a lot of Western ways as Black Americans. You used to be able to, you can approach anybody. It don't necessarily mean you're going to hook up with them. But now I talk to guys all the time. I'm looking around and I see people are very hard to even approach these days. You can't even say hello, you know, to a nice woman. Here go Cleve. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man? Apologize about that.
Oh man, it's all good. Yeah, but I was just saying how how disrespectful it is. People been on these platforms celebrating this man's death, and I think it's sad, and it just show you where we are. We can't even disagree, and if we disagree, it's death. You know, and I think that's sad in our community. And again, another thing that I stated that if you don't like that man channel, you didn't have to watch it. And I've also felt like that he was necessary. So I'm just trying to bring you up to speed, brother Clee. He was necessary because we've been having huge problems in our community, and nobody really addressed them. So he was one of the guys that talked about a lot of issues that needed to be addressed, brought a lot of awareness.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, I agree. And the thing is, I've been, I've seen, some comments just on people just bringing up stuff that don't even
right,
matter.
right,
And you got to think all the stuff that people are saying about him, which they've always said this about him, but the man is deceased now. But he has a child that's here, right? He has a child that's living.
Right.
And people are just putting bad information, out there, as well as lies, you know.
Yeah, they
Just
just they paint the picture of him as misogynistic.
yeah.
That's where he's gonna be placed for a lot of people who have these platforms who disagree with him.
And the thing is, it's like nobody wants to talk about relationships
Right.
on on,
Especially,
on either on
especially,
either
especially,
sides.
but especially in the black community.
Yeah.
That
No,
is the
no. And we don't want solutions.
nah.
We just want to complain.
And we want to point fingers.
Yes.
We want to complain and we want to point fingers. Oh, it's the
And,
guy's fault. It's the man's fault. It's his. No, and a lot of people don't understand that Kevin was hard on both parties. You know, a lot of people didn't get that. A lot of people didn't get that. When he first started, he was on guys first. You know,
for 2 years.
yeah. So once when the large female group started coming in, um, that's when he started talking about the female. But he was on the male first. His show is really for males anyway. But he was letting both parties know they just didn't hear that part because they didn't go back and watch the footage he did previous years ago.
And I'm gonna tell you that this conscious, so-called conscious,
No,
um,
he woke.
group, they are hilarious to me, man. They are hilarious to me because even the things that he talked about, discussed, whatever, it was basically he was coming up with solutions and things that we could do, to he basically was talking about the black family, the black core. You have
Right.
men who was going against him, and he was basically stepping up, saying, "Hey, listen, this is what men need. This is what the black family need. This is what we want." But because people will pander to the masses instead of what's right for the whole family, they will go against him.
And that's the problem. See, Kevin Samuel, to me, in my opinion, he represented black men well. You know, did you agree with all of his delivery? No. I mean, I thought some of his stuff was, it was entertaining, but then he had some very, very good stuff to say. And again, you take in what you need, and what you don't need, you don't take in. I mean, it's real simple, you know. And that's where people they hear one thing and oh he bashing da, 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 da. But they're not saying anything when those callers was coming. First of all, those people were calling in asking him for his opinion. That's first. And then they never say up nothing about when they call in disrespectful. Have you noticed that? They never call in and say, "Oh
No,
man, that sister came in wrong."
no,
You know, she she,
and they won't,
she get overlooked. Those
and they
sisters,
won't.
most of those sisters got overlooked. And as soon as he says something, then now he's bashing or whatever. And again, you don't never agree with everything someone said. That's what I stated earlier as well, Cleve. You don't agree with
But
everything,
but
regardless of
Daniel,
who
who
it is.
who who over the years have said it the right way?
Well, there is no right way. And see,
It's not.
and let me say this. Let me say this, black people. For those of you who was blessed enough to have a grandmother or old enough to know how bad medicine used to taste, when your grandmother gave it to you, or your mother gave it to you when you was a child, and it was awful, awful, awful taste, but it gave you great results once when you took it. And I think that's where we are in the black community. I think we do not want to take medicine because it tastes bad. We have to look in the mirror and we have to hold ourselves accountable. This man was really talking about family. He was talking about the black man. He was talking about the black woman. He was talking about us as a unit. Not many platforms talk about the black family. They want to talk about, uh, it's all about uh, um, celebrities. If it's not about celebrities, it's about some gossip stuff. If it's not about gossip, it's not about building us as a family. Not talking about the family unit, or it's talking about guys and how bad we are, or you have guys who got platforms talk about how bad women are. We shouldn't be bashing each other at all. Let the truth be told. We shouldn't. But you have these channels and they have large, huge followings. And he came with something a little bit different, a little bit different, because he recognized that we had a problem. We have a problem, not had. We have a problem. We still have that problem.
And one of the things that I really paid attention to was he didn't go off of feelings. He went off of statistics. He went off of data, statistics, and everything.
Right.
But as a society, we run on how we feel. I don't feel it should be this way. I don't feel it should be that way.
Yeah. And that's what and that's what's killing us. Well, what's killing us is accountability.
Yes, accountability.
But the thing about this though, Cleve, is this man is a very intelligent black man. He's well spoken. He's well dressed. And the only thing people can say is, I don't like his delivery. A lot of things you have heard, whether from your parents when you was growing up, you might didn't like the way it sounded, but was it true? Was it true? Do we not have an issue in the black community? And if we do have a problem in the black community, so it's only one way to address it. You know, we have to open up our minds a little bit. And everybody is not going to address something the way you want them to address it. Some people just, you know, the way it may sound bitter, but get past that and listen to the words itself. Is it true? Do we not have a problem? So he celebrated. Y'all celebrating his death, this man's death, because he talked about the black family. You celebrating his death because you didn't like his delivery. You celebrating his death because he said that we have a weight problem in the black community. So you didn't like that, which we do. We do. But when he talked about that, now all of a sudden he bashing black women. No. The thing is accountability. You bashing him because you're a single mother. You bashing him because he told you that your expectations are very unrealistic. That's why you bashing him. You bashing him because he's trying to help women see things from a different perspective so they can find a mate. Get rid of those unrealistic expectations so you can find a man. How many times have we watched this man's show and ladies have got past, when he told them, how many good men you done passed up? And you got these ladies in the 30s and 40s. Yeah, I passed up a few of them. I was engaged 2 and 3 times. Da, da, da. These guys was in love with these women, but they passed them up because they thought they was better than the guy. He was just trying to get y'all hooked up, make y'all look at things from a realistic standpoint so you can find somebody, so you won't be a lonely person. He understand that loneliness is not a good thing. He also understand from an economical point of view that going down of aging as you continue to live, that you're not going to be able to produce those same amount of hours. Or when you retire, you're not going to be able to produce that same amount of those funds that you're making right now. You're not going to be making the same amount when it's time to retire. He's trying to get you to see down down the road. But because he bring this to the light, because he bring reveal the mirror and ask, and you look in the mirror and you don't like what you see, he's a bad person. He deserved to die. Really?
I mean,
Mm.
we've even had Sister Rashad Ali, who who basically did the same thing years ago, and
Right.
she got basically the same treatment, the
Right.
exact same treatment, trying to get the black family to understand that we all in this thing together. It's
Right.
no separation.
Right.
Like
And I and I
all these laws and all these things that are bills and stuff are passed, we are all affected by them as a group. They don't simply just say, you know what, this is just gonna target the black man. And even if they do, pass bills where a black man goes, as far as affect the black man living condition, or how a black man, you know, can live his life, you got sons. So it affects you even if it don't directly affect you. It still affects you.
right. I agree with you, brother Clee. But the thing is they don't see the bigger picture. They don't understand it as a small percentage group in America. They say we're 13%. You know, we we got to get better. We keep talking about all this black excellence and we idolize these celebrities, but I'm talking about the common man. I'm referring to the common man and common woman. Look out here. Look out here. It's sad out here. What should I say out there? It's sad out there. you know. And all he was trying to do is have a voice, which he did, bring some awareness, and get people to understand if you're looking for a man. Now, for those who wasn't looking for a man, that show wasn't for you anyway. If you on your game as a woman, that show wasn't for you. I never agreed with the term high value, but I still watched the man's show. I still supported him because what he's saying, it has some validity to it. It did. But we got to get past the dumb dumb. We got to get past the, you know, I wish you hell mentality. Just disagree. Don't watch the channel and keep it moving. Should know. I mean, you acting. I mean, all the stuff that you supported, you wishing death. You're happy that this man is dead because he's voicing his opinion on his channel on YouTube. And I challenge anybody: if you think this bringing content creating is easy, start your channel and see how much stuff you can come up with, and see that it's not easy. And this man put in a lot of work. He was very consistent. He put in long hours. Like Cleveland said earlier, he gave you data. He gave you statistics. So he also came with some facts. And he still was looked at as a bad guy. He talked about how some woman would call in and say, thank you. You just helped me save my marriage. We're not even looking at the good things that show brought. It was also good that we was able to start talking. He opened up this table. Well, now the conversation is open. Now we can talk to the sisters because in a lot of cases the sisters didn't want to listen. So a lot of them tuned in. Who is this Kevin Samuels guy? My boyfriend listened to Kevin. Who is this guy? My husband listening to Kevin. Who is this guy? Some liked it, some rejected it, and that's fine. That's fine. That's your right. But you're gonna wish the brother death. I think we get too extreme when we disagree, and this is the same mentality that our young men on the street is. As soon as they disagree with somebody, they ready to take their life.
They're
It's the
ready. They're
same
ready to
thing.
take you out. Yeah,
Ready
exactly.
to take. As soon as you disagree, I want you dead. And so now, because these, and it ain't just women that celebrating death. It's some men out here celebrating death,
Yeah,
and they snapping in
I've
his
seen
leg.
some dude. I've seen some dudes, who who have actually made comments as far as like, yeah, that's even bringing up this man's sexuality, like, huh?
Right.
And because the thing is, believe me, if he was gay the way they say he would, y'all would not be targeting this man because y'all know that community is strong and they will ban you. They would disown you. They would do any and everything they can. So, y'all
And
might as well stop the rumors and
and
the lies.
and
Like,
and and not to mention, he does live in Atlanta, and so you think nobody wouldn't know? Just the fast as you found out how fast that's how fast you found out about his death. That's how fast you would have found out that he was really gay, which he's not. The man is straight.
and I've seen grown men spreading these rumors.
Yeah, that's big. You know
Like,
why? Steve? And that
really?
because that's why? Because here's the thing, and that's what we're gonna do some shows talking about us as men because we see us as one way. We got to have the Timbos on. We got to have the pants sagging. We got to have our hats tilted to the side or to the back. And but if you dressed up and you talk clear language, clear English, then it's frowned upon in our community. Why? And that's where it's at. It's how they view him because he's not walking around in a damn sweatsuit and a goddamn big chain hanging, swinging from his neck, and he's looked at as a weirdo.
Listen, we have a big problem in our
We have a
community.
huge problem.
A
We have a
very big,
huge problem.
a very big problem.
Yeah, and not to mention
Because
this man was in his mid-50s, you know, and he's a very confident brother, very
yeah,
confident brother, very knowledgeable brother, clean. He represented us, like I said before, he represented us well. Now, of course, you might not agree with all his methods. You might not agree with his tactics. That's fine, but you disagree with a person every time you disagree with a person on your job, at home, do you wish them death? You disagree with your brother, your sister, your mother. Do you wish them death? Some of y'all parents call you out your name anyway growing up. They call you out your name anyway, and you still love them.
and
And this
of
man don't
course,
even know you. He don't even hold on. He don't even know. These people don't even know him on a personal level, and they wishing him death. Think about that. They don't even know him on a personal level. Matter of fact, we don't know him on a personal level. Because one thing about Kevin is he did have a private part of his life where he didn't talk about his personal life. He didn't talk about who he dated. He said, "Yes, I've been married. Yes, I've been a stepfather." And he talked about that. He talked about that, but he didn't go into the details. He never bashed the woman that he was married to. He's always been respectful, but he's still a villain because he's holding that mirror up, and we don't like what we see. This is crazy.
And I'm gonna tell you, I've never like the patient he has. He had with just talking to you know men and women,
Yeah.
but specifically with like the patients. Like I got patience, but his patience was crazy. Like
Yeah.
he would sit there and have a conversation. Now, if you disrespect him, then of course he's gonna, he would react and say, "Hey, listen, don't disrespect me on my platform."
And that's all. That was his only one rule. Don't
Yeah,
overtalk,
don't
don't
overtalk
overtalk
me.
me, and don't disrespect me.
Yeah, don't disrespect me.
And once when you did that, then you open up a can of, of retaliation come from him, and he's very slick with his tactics of attacking you verbally. But he never initiated the attacks. Never.
No, never.
Never.
It's
And I
it's
challenge
it's
anybody who say that, go watch the video and show it to me. Bring it to my attention.
and we're not talking about the 3 minutes of
Right.
when what I'm saying. Let's talk. Let's sit there and watch
The
the
entirety of the
whole
show.
the
The
time the
entirety of the
entire
show.
show. Yes, because when I'm gonna be honest, when I first heard him, I was like, whoa, like okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have said it like that. But
Right.
then the more and more I start listening to him, the more and more I start realizing, like, but is it true? What he's saying fact?
But Cleve, Cleve, regardless of how we deliver our message, it always going to be somebody don't like what's coming out, going to disagree. Regardless, you can talk soft, you can talk without using profane language. Somebody's still going to disagree with you.
They are, and he's not talking about everyone. That's the thing. People make it seem like it's no one
Mm-hmm.
react, the way how what he's trying to correct. I mean, listen, y'all seen the show on how people will come on there, and it don't matter whether they highly educated or got a third grade education.
Right.
We've seen how women and men, mostly women, come on there and react.
Right. I mean, I think, and again, I just want to just thank the man for just, I'm glad he was able to bring this awareness where now you see more platforms talking about relationships more because of Kevin, you
Yeah,
know, and that's the truth. And now you got some sisters that are open minded about it, are
yeah,
willing to talk.
yeah,
You have some open minded brothers are willing to talk, and I see it. You got some bitter brothers. They bitter. You got some bitter when they got platforms. They bash sisters. I see that. Kevin really not bashing you guys. I see brothers on here bashing on this social media platform. I see sisters got platforms. They bash brothers. But now I'm seeing more open minded on both sides, both male and female, black male and female. Now they're talking. And you gotta salute Kevin for that.
we having this
Got to.
conversation now. We having this
But
conversation.
we're taking these conversations home. We're talking about it. We're talking to our spouses. We're talking to our girlfriends. He was necessary. And this brother was working his butt off.
Yes,
He
yes,
was he would work his butt off. And so Cleve, I,
yes,
I don't know. I mean, it's still early as far as autopsy and things concerned. But let me say this because again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not diagnosed in his thing. And again, they ain't even officially stated his death. But again, Atlanta news spread fast. But you there, Cleve? Are you there, Cleve?
yeah. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, but I will say
Yes,
this
I'm here.
one thing that I noticed when I did watch his shows. I didn't watch all of his shows, uh, but I watched a lot of his shows. The one thing I did notice, and I'm just talking about just me just noticing things. He drunk a lot of the energy drink.
Yes, he did. And
He drunk a
yes,
lot of that,
yes, yes,
and
he did.
we don't know what type of another thing I noticed about I'm just the big thing that I noticed because I'm very analytical. Another thing I noticed about the brother, his shows were always late, always in the late hours. So, and next thing you know, he popping up in the morning, and you'll see him on Instagram. You see, he pop up in the morning. He's in another city. So again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not trying to say his cause of death, but I do think the brother was also suffering from sleep deprivation.
He said that he said that on several occasions. Just as far
Okay,
as
yeah,
you know,
I never heard him. I never heard him say that. But I said,
but
man, this
he
sleep.
have said that he stayed busy. He can't really sleep. He
Right,
stayed busy.
right. And so I'm saying that to say that and I'm saying that to my sisters and brothers. I'm telling you, you need rest. We need to have that rest. Get that sleep. You need that sleep. You need that sleep. It's important, and I know that because I'm a retired firefighter. There was I seen a lot of guys, you know, when they wound up having heart attacks because of sleep deprivation, because they broke the because in our field, we broke our sleep a lot because we had to go answer calls no matter what time those 911 calls come through. So I'm saying this to help anybody. Get your rest. And I get it. Kevin was a hustler now. He was a grinder. He was on his
Purpose.
purpose.
Yeah, buddy.
But if you put purpose over your health, you're gonna have quick shortcomings.
Which we don't know what
Well,
we
right,
don't
we
have
don't know. No, I'm just saying in
we
general.
don't
I'm
know.
not talking about Kevin per se because again, I'm not an autopsy. I don't do autopsy. I'm just saying in general. I'm talking about us as a community. Get your rest. Get your rest. And those energy drinks are not good. I'm gonna say
Yeah,
that
they're not. They're
because
not.
they speed up the heart rate. You know, and I have a friend. I have a friend that I was raised up with. I noticed every time I saw him, he's a police, and we both from the same project. And I always thought it was cool that I was the firefighter, he was the police. He's like 2 years older than me, but he always drinking them damn energy drinks. And I said, hey man, you gotta put them things down. But again, I'm just talking from a health point of view. Again, I don't know how he passed away, but we don't have any official yet, you know. But health is definitely important.
Yeah.
Well, brother,
Yeah.
um, I mean, we're gonna. I know you at work, and I'm glad you came in. And that's why I know you are a huge fan of him. So that's why I was like, I hope he can get on. I hope he can, make it happen. So, um,
And let me say this: I'm definitely a huge fan of his body of work. You know,
right,
I'm a huge fan of his body of work because people think that men now are following Kevin Samuel, but the thing is, no, Kevin Samuel is just speaking what most men are thinking and how most men feel.
right, and we never had the platform to come out like that.
We never
To
had the
present it the
platform.
way we did.
We never had the platform.
Right. It was either to the extreme where they're
We,
bashing women on there, or they
right.
massaging the woman ego, like the Jackson guy, and they gravitated toward that. But there was nothing sitting in the middle saying, "Hey, this is what we need to do." This may help if you try this or whatever. And again, those were his opinions. If you didn't like it, that's fine. If you hated it, why did you continue to watch it? That's why they call channels. You can always turn.
And one thing about him, he gave it to men and women. I've watched him give it to men.
Yeah,
and it was rough. But the reason why it's never
Brother Cleve, I don't know if you can hear me, but you have faded out. Your mic is off.
hello.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Your mic was off.
I don't know what happened, but I was saying that I said he was rough on men as well, and but the difference is most men that he was on, target to, they took the criticism and and they applied it, and some try to work on it.
And I get it. And let me say this too: some people just won't get it. Some people just won't get it. You can explain it as one people. Some people still just won't get it. And the reality of it is, you cannot save everybody. You cannot save everybody. But we're gonna bring this thing to a close. 'Cause I gotta. This is my running day. I gotta get my run on.
All right, all right.
So in closing, as we always do, um, what's on your mind and your heart, brother?
Just my condolences to his family.
Yeah.
He does have a daughter out there, um, and we gotta listen. We gotta do better in our community as far as growing and taking, you know, information and applying it to our life, to our relationships to where we could get better. And that's all the man was trying to do. He was trying to get us to meet each other, have, meet men and women meet each other halfway, and basically men and women getting what they want. Both getting what they want. And like I said, my condolences go out to his family and friends, and that's it.
Yeah. I want to say also that, yeah, I want to send my prayers and condolences to his family as well. But, and again, and I'm talking to the sisters as well as the brothers, you know, we have to stop wishing the extremes when we disagree with a person. See, that's part of that council culture. You just want everything. You just don't want the person to stop existing only because you disagree. And it's crazy. And it's okay to disagree, but you don't have to wish somebody to the extreme of death. That's all I'm saying. There is such thing called criticism, and there is something called constructive criticism. Constructive criticism, it you take it, you use it to help you. It's not just criticizing; it's criticizing with some type of solution. It's criticizing. It's gonna give you some type of value. It's criticizing with trying to make you become better than where you are. So again, I just wanted to do this show. Brother Cleve, I'm glad you came on. Again, this is just a special because we both fans. Cleve is a big fan of me, but I am a fan of Kevin Samuels. I do follow him on Instagram as well. He will be missed. He was a good brother, in my humble opinion, and he brought awareness to have these conversations that we wasn't having the way we're having it right now. Um, Rest in peace, Kevin, man. And yeah, yeah.